Howdy folks, Kathy Williams-Devries here for an addendum on the grade 6 clarinet repertoire for the orchestral excerpts. I got a little bit wrong. The Beethoven excerpt was from later in the work and not quite so hard, but I hope that you actually got a lot out of the one I did post. But to get you full value for money, I'm going to be working on that particular bit. That's the part. And also the Borodin Igor, it actually goes from 111 to 138, because at the time I thought that going from 111 to 118 was a little bit funny. Anyway, so let's take the Borodin first while we're doing we want to get the fingers warmed up. So what I did in the last video was start you at half speed, which was 50. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to work backwards. It's a technique that I'm using at the moment because in terms of concentration, you'll find that when you're performing a piece, that the concentration tends to wane as the further you get into the piece. So I find it quite helpful to actually practice back to front. So what I'm going to do in this particular video is take it from the solo two bars after E. And also may I note that in the fourth bar after E, that you use the forked finger movement. I'm sure by you get to this level, you're already familiar with the forked fingering, although I think I have come across those students who have not, which is rather naughty if your teachers have actually told you that. Okay, and actually this a little bit reminds you of, or reminds me of Scheherazade. Reminds me a little bit of it, and I get a little bit confused sometimes when I'm sort of thinking about the two pieces at once and they morph into each other. So let's take it from the third bar after E. Okay, now I'm going to take it from bar 119. Again, you need to use the left-handed D flat. So if we go from 119, and you need to sort of slide a little bit quickly to get from the C to the E flat. Actually, you know, you've got a choice. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, whether you use the left or the right hand D flat, all you've got to worry about is getting onto that E flat. So And that's the whole excerpt. So let's take the whole excerpt now. So I'm just taking this really, really slow so that you can play along with this. This is at half speed at 50. What I'm going to do is bump it up by 10 metronome markings up to 60. Let's get the beat in first. Obviously I won't need those breaths when it gets a bit faster. So this is up to 70. Let's just take in that beat. So gradually we're getting it faster, and this is the best way I can say to learn a piece, is to take it at half speed, gradually work it up, and then so this is 80. So it does get significantly faster. So this is at dotted crotchet equals 100. So this is exactly half speed. so that eventually the speed feels a bit too fast, but so yeah, it's quite fast. I love this bit actually. All very, very fun. Very, very fun. So that's Igor. Let's go back to the Beethoven. Oh, sorry, I got that wrong. So it's actually the fifth movement. Now this is taken up by several instruments. This particular excerpt is very good for you to use your closed or covered A. Because even though it's PP and Dolce, you still want to project the sound. And I don't think that projects itself terribly well if you don't use the... See how it's just got that little extra resonance. And it's also a little bit lower, which means that you won't be too sharp. Now, where you have a slur over staccato means that you play a sort of 3/4 length note. And of course you have several instruments that are repeating what you're playing, and you really want to hook in with them. So it's a bit hard to teach this orchestral excerpt without having the reference of what the other instruments are doing in your particular orchestra. But I know that the horn comes in, so something like that. It's a beautiful movement. So and that you'll find the A goes to the F sharp a lot easier if you are using that covered fingering. I'll just see if I can find
Imagine if races could move up and down and all around. Behold, new Venus swirl, the only razor with 5 contour blades and a flexible. To contour to your tricky places, bends and all. New Venus swirl.
I don't know, I don't particularly like that, but you get the idea. And you're completely solo there as well. As long as you're dead in time, I think, is important, as well as dead in tune. And in the second part of it, as well. So, and can I actually introduce you to the third movement? I love this because you've got this oboe going. It's a lot of fun. So I'll play the fifth movement again. So a lot of breath control. Don't breathe. Don't let up the breath control. Don't sort of relax in between notes. So I'm not actually stopping the breath, but I'm stopping it enough to stop the vibration of the reed, which is something that you will discover in your own. So apologies that I didn't cover these areas in the last video, but you got this one now. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.